This is Joe's Corner 76. I will be discussing the human condition. In order to change it, we have to be involved. We have always wanted to live longer. It's an age-old dream of mankind to find the fountain of youth. This hasn't ever been found, but science has revealed a treasure trove of lifestyle tips that may lead to extra decades of vitality. We don't want to live longer. We want to be able to be active and enjoy the extra time. Is unlocking the secret to a longer life difficult? It may be simpler than you think, a new study shows. Making 8 specific changes by middle age may be just what we need to do, according to research presented at Nutrition 2023, the annual meeting of the American Society for Nutrition. The researchers were really surprised how much could be gained with the adoption of 1, 2, 3, or all 8 lifestyle factors. Juan May Nguyen, the study's author and health specialist at the Department of Veteran Affairs, said in a statement. The bottom line, the study analyzed the medical records of nearly 720,000 men. Following the 8 practices by age 49, they were able to add an average of 24 years to their lives compared to people who didn't have the habits. Women who did the same thing were predicted to add 21 years to their lives. Inactivity, opioid use, and smoking were the most significant contributors to a shortening lifespan, according to the research. These factors increased the risk of death during the study period by 30 to 45%. Other unhealthy behaviors, such as chronic stress, binge drinking, poor diet, and inadequate sleep, increased mortality risk by 20%. A lack of social positive connection was linked to a 5% increase in this risk. Habits that can add years to your life. Lifestyle habits that were highlighted by researchers showed practical wisdom and evidence-based guidance for maintaining good health. So, what are the 8 secrets to a long life? 1. Be physically active. Regular physical activity reduces the risk of chronic diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, and certain cancers. The physical activity guideline recommends 150 minutes of moderate activity or 35 minutes of vigorous activity, along with muscle strengthening exercise twice a week. 2. Avoid opiates. Opioid addiction damages health over the long term. Repeated use can harm the liver and kidneys and often worsen chronic pain, leading to greater dependence on them. 3. Don't binge drink. Binge drinking, defined as 4 or more drinks for women and 5 or more for men on one occasion, can lead to liver damage, cardiovascular disease, and several types of cancer. 4. Don't smoke. Tobacco is responsible for about 125 deaths per day in Canada, more than 48,000 per year, according to Health Canada. This bad habit contributes to up to 90% of lung cancer deaths. Smoking also weakens the immune system and significantly increases the risk of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and cardiovascular disease. 5. Eat a healthy diet. A nutritious diet of whole, minimally produced processed foods ensures that the body gets all the vitamins, minerals, and fiber it requires. The Mediterranean diet encourages plant-based foods and healthy fats while limiting meat consumption to small portions. Eggs are a good source of high-quality protein, and the whites can be enjoyed by those looking to replace saturated fat intake. 6. Manage stress. Chronic stress can damage health over time by increasing blood pressure and contributing to heart disease, diabetes, and sleep issues and pain. It can weaken the immune system, making the body more susceptible to infections and illness. 7. Practice good sleep habits. Poor sleep can also increase inflammation in the body, which can lead to various chronic diseases, including heart disease. Dr. Thomas Killenny, director of the Institute for Sleep Medicine at Staten Island University, said, But that's not the only way poor sleep can affect health and life expectancy. Several major accidents in history have been linked to human error due to lack of sleep, according to Dr. Kilkenny, including the 1986 Chernobyl nuclear disaster. 8. Maintain positive social relationship. Strong ties are linked to reduced risk of chronic illness, lower stress, enhanced immunity, and increased lifespan. A recent published meta-analysis of 90 studies, including more than 2.2 million people observed for up to 24 years, found a 32% risk of death due to any cause for socially isolated people. Participants who said they felt lonely had a 14% higher risk of dying prematurely than those who didn't. You know that no one has found the fountain of youth, but you can prolong your life by avoiding common killers and developing good habits. As they say on Star Trek, live long and prosper. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Joe's Corner 76. You can hear me on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at Joe's Corner 76. If you enjoyed this podcast, tell your friends. There are many more that they can hear on Spotify and YouTube at Joe's Corner 76.